order ISD 701 school board meeting. Time is 3:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. With that, we'll move to item 2. Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand if you wish.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. With that, we'll move to item 3. Turn it over to Superintendent Rick for public comment.
We have none today, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. With that, we'll go to item 4, administrative reports. Anything from the directors?
Yeah, yesterday I went to the Community Education Advisory Board and there was a nice attendance. There's a lot of different programming going on. I think the big item that we spent some time on, Kathy Nyberg would be so proud, swimming lessons. And they're getting it going, and you know, it's kind of what our community is about, and the city dropped the ball on it, and I think the school has really picked it up and kept it going. So that's
good.
And they're looking at doing something for all age groups, even older people, so. Yeah.
Mark, did they share if they had lack of lifeguards still, or if they?
They're always looking for them.
Yeah, because somebody spoke to me over the weekend and said that their daughter was planning on, you know, going through whatever they needed to become, and I thought, oh, that's great. So maybe there is now interest in some of these younger.
Well, Alex Steen is kind of spearheading it, and I think she's out personally recruiting, so the more anybody else can recruit and find people that are interested in lifeguarding. Yeah. And Alex, she's doing a great job. So, and of course Kirk too, but yeah. That was, I thought, the most exciting part of the meeting.
Very good, thank you.
So, Chair, I handed out to everybody the Hibbing High School 100th anniversary celebration flyer that you'll start to see out and about. And I was asked to invite the school board to attend. I know it's not going to be popular, but on Saturday, July 6th, because that's when there's going to be a rededication of Hibbing High School. So mark your calendars for Saturday, July 6th. The other thing is, it seems like there's been a lot going on these last couple of weeks, but one of the things that always one of my favorites is the awards night, and it's just amazing, again, celebrating accomplishments and looking forward, and Miss Oja and everything she and all the counselors put into that, and just the accomplishments of all of our students. And you know, you sit back and you think, I don't know, we were there from probably 6 o'clock till 8:30-ish maybe. And I said, that's just with, you know, like the local scholarships. And you think about all the other awards and scholarships all the Hibbing students get, whether it's, you know, college scholarships, presidential type, or other athletic awards. It's just a huge kudos to everybody in our community that pulls together to make it happen. So that was exciting. The other thing that was, to me, just amazing was the powwow, celebrating the graduations and accomplishments and celebrating education of the Native American students from across the area. It was amazing what Chaz Wagner did, and Renee Sikora, just the bringing together of two cultures and celebrating, it was amazing. So kudos to them. And then, of course, all the things going on at the elementary schools. You know, I don't want to start listing them off because there were so many at all of them. So we have a lot of good things going on in our schools.
You were in the paper too for the color run, so that was nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I had the pleasure of working at the color run on last Friday. I was topping up blue powder, purple powder 2 days afterwards. A beautiful pair of shoes. I couldn't get out of my hair. I'd never seen so many kids have so much fun and laugh and scream.
Yeah.
They did an awesome job. The bounce houses, all the activities, the snacks. Wow, what a mess.
Well,
I saw Mr. Barty he was cleaning apple pie or whatever they used on his ears and eyes and mouth. He was just covered in it. Between slapped with pies, silly string, powder, and they topped out with glitter. But it was all in fun then. They raised a whole load of money. They raised over $65,000 to pay for school activities for the next students. So that was impressive.
Well, I stopped there right when it was getting over, and I saw a picture, Jen Tui showed me a picture of her and Derek and someone else. I didn't recognize them, but she was clean. I'm like, what happened? She said, I had to shower. It was amazing. I felt sorry for the janitors.
Oh, yeah, they got pied too, I think.
Did they?
Yeah, they took care of the janitors.
I want to say too, I saw on, I think it was Facebook, our new car wash in town is giving a whole year donation, right, to the school for activities, something to do with their monthly memberships. And I just thought that was really, really generous of them, and a whole year's time is fantastic. So, you know, thank you to them for being so generous in that. And you know, we're coming down to the last few days of school too, and just for all of our staff. I mean, I'm sure everybody's itching to start their summer, but you know, there's a few more days left, and hopefully that'll go smoothly, and our moving will be going well with those who have to pack up and move to a different location within our district. But I also wanted to talk about the generous donations, like Kim did at our scholarship award night, because those families and those businesses, I mean, I want to say it was 200,000 or maybe it was even 250,000, but it was a lot of money, and it really makes a difference to those students who get those scholarships to start them off. And I do know that you know, this is, you know, not so positive, but I think it does still need to be recognized that you know, this is probably the second year where I've gotten some concerns from people in our community or parents about the process of our awards and our scholarships. And I think it's important that, you know, if that's brought to our attention, that we look into that. And so I do know that Mrs. Sikora is looking into that, but there's a lot that goes into it, and everybody's time is valued for that. And so I don't want to take anything away from our counselors or the people who donate, but I do think it's important that if the integrity of our process is being questioned, that we do look into it, so we even know and have the peace of mind of knowing that it's you know, following what we want. So.
Well, and you know, I heard a couple comments. I was thinking about that too. When you go down that list, you know, there's a lot of scholarships and the process for them. Like, for example, the Allworth, right? That's the Allworth process, and their board decides on that. The L&M radiator, there's a process that's used for that, where they strip the names and they use the ACT and grade. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of them, if you go down that list, that the school isn't the ones making the decision.
And I think, and I actually appreciated the gentleman who awarded the L&M. He actually commented that when he gave the award, kind of described just a brief process of what they do, just like you stated. And I think the ones that are coming into question are the ones from the district, and not so much the ones from the businesses and those families, because they do pick. And you know, right now it seems like we have a lot of handling done here, and our counselors are just the middleman in that. And sometimes you don't need the middleman. There's a lot of, the more touches there is, the more risk there is for error or a mistake, and those things happen, but it does have a negative effect on those people, the students. And so again, I feel it's important that when it's brought to our attention that we address it, and you know, we will. I know Ms. Sikora is looking into that, and that's really all that we can do. And if that she finds that there's changes that we need to make, I'm sure that they'll be made. So. But congratulations to all those students who got that. That's exciting.
Thank you. And an event that you were talking about earlier, the people at service co-op were saying how nice that was. Oh,
Today,
yeah,
today we had County Connect, a fair down at the Memorial Building. It was like 55 vendors that set up tables there, providing services for homelessness, medical coverage, treatment options, just a multitude of programs. We had an incredible turnout from the community. Everybody that came got a free lunch. There's a lot of free giveaways. Help with everything from homelessness to warrant resolution. Public defender there who could be people that want standing warrants. And our goal is to have this become an annual event. We've had one in Virginia last month, the month before, and Hibbing this month. So we've already looked at scheduling one for next year. It's just the schools, UCF, not UCFE. There was a program that Nathan was there with a couple of our staff. So they more some district stuff as well. It's kind of a neat program.
okay, thank you. We'll move to our student director, Christian.
Alright, well, I'll just start off with the concert tonight. So at 7:30, the Pops concert is tonight for the choir. I think we're expecting it to go about an hour, maybe an hour and a half at most, probably. There's going to be all the choirs there, so ninth grade choir, freshman choir, Bel Canto girls choir, and then concert choir, along with Northern Lights and a few solo acts as well. In terms of board business, you all should have a printout of the student representative guide sheet. So I made this yesterday and sent it to Superintendent Aldrich, and then he distributed it out through email too. It goes through the details of everything, but as a general overview, it's just a useful guide for future student representatives. It explains some of the duties that they may have, the opportunities that they may have as well, along with involvement with the board, general advice, and procedures. So they kind of have a good starting point and a foundation when they come into the position on the board in future years. Aside from that, I don't believe that's very much. I'd just like to thank you all for the opportunity to sit on the board and be able to be a part of all of this, because this is my last meeting. So
Congratulations on that, and congratulations on graduating.
thank you.
It's a big event. Congrats.
And you're welcome to come back anytime. And this is such a good job on this. Superintendent and I are going to send it to MSBA for their comments on it and see what it. So it's very nice. We'll keep it posted what happens
I
there
appreciate
also.
it. Thank you.
This is amazing. And you know what, all your work on the board and in the community, and I know like getting involved in the 100th anniversary, it's just been, you've been an asset hugely, so.
I think your leadership, I mean, you took this role not just as fluff, you know, and, you know, just how you did that survey on your own, you did this on your own. I mean, you really show self-motivation, initiative, and I see the bright future for you, so thank you.
So, Christian, before you, I don't know if there's any other like student type meetings. Are you going to share this with any of the other student groups and trying to help us? They're going to have big shoes to fill, that's for sure, but to try to help us get.
Help us recruit.
Yeah.
I can talk to Mrs. Sikora and see if she maybe just wants to publish this somewhere as like a general interest form too, so people can see what they may be doing, if that's fine. Otherwise, I can talk with Superintendent Aldrich sometime this week before school's out with a couple recommendations for future student representatives as well.
Thank you. And on behalf of the board, good luck to you in the future and all your endeavors.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Christian.
With that, we'll move to item B, turn it over to Superintendent Rick, Administrator and staff.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I thought Tyler Glad was here today. Is he? No, have you seen him? Okay, and so then if maybe something happened with Tyler, but we have Ms. Husko from the Early Learning Center. So Ms. Husko, please.
Okay. Well, the year is almost over, so mine will be short and sweet for that. But just a lot of pictures of things that are going on in our building this last month or so. And just the change in the kids from the first week of school till now is just amazing too. So Some things that have happened since my last board report, conferences, or a long time ago it seems like, but we had, I think it was like 99% turnout rate for in-person conferences, so that was great. Just last Friday, we had our celebration day, which is kind of like graduation, but we don't call it graduation, but we had 6 different sessions through the day every 45 minutes, because we had 6 classes, so each in the commons area there, they came in, parents came in, each class did their own thing, they got their awards, and the teachers made a photo booth, so they had cookies, and then they left, the next group came in, so it went very nice and smooth, all the kids enjoyed that. The teachers did a great job at helping organize that and decorating the commons area, so that was good. The night before that, we had the ELC end of the year party. It was kind of a icky night, but we had petting animals there from Cook Country Connections, I think it's called. We had the ice cream truck, and that was for all, birth through 4 years old. There's older kids there as well. I think we sold about 126 ice cream coupons, but there was probably around 200 people that came through that night. It did stop raining, so they did get to play outside, and they played in the gym. We had a couple teachers there doing face paint and tattoos and different things like that. So that was fun and well attended, and lots of positive comments about that. The classroom teachers each kind of did a couple field trips on their own in the last couple months, or a couple weeks I should say. They took all the classes, I think, actually walked over to the Lincoln and saw the chicks at different times. It was very rainy for most of those walks, and they still walked in the rain with 18 or so kids, and they made it, but the kids just had fun going out with the chicks, and they went to the different teachers' classrooms, depending on the day. Well, some of them had like a little spiel on how the chick came about, videos on it, could touch the chicks, pet the chicks, different things like that, so that was pretty neat for them. This week, one of our classes was adventurous enough to walk their class to the library, and so they said it went great. They had a great time there, and we're going to try to get more of our classes to go there to help promote the summer reading program. They got to read a book with the librarian, and then they went downstairs and played and had some fun there, so that was good. They also had a park and planetarium day field trip. I think one of the 4 days was nice and the other days rained, so they didn't go to the park, but they did go to the planetarium, and then they just came back and played in our gym, unfortunately, because of the rain. But a couple teachers did some track and field events outside or in the gym, depending on the weather, with like some potato sack races, tug of war, different things like beanbag tosses. So they've been doing some fun things this week as well. Next week, normally they don't do a screening at the end of the year, but we are going to do one more screening next week. I think we have about 12 kids signed up to screen. I think 5 or 6 of them are attending kindergarten in the fall, so that will be beneficial for those kids that they don't have to miss school in the fall to come and do screening. And then today was supposed to be our water day at our school, but we are postponing that for tomorrow. So we have a sprinkler that Tyler supplied with us, and I think a little pool and some water balloons, and apparently I'm supposed to bring extra clothes according to the teachers last year. So it is so the teachers more so than the kids, but so it has just been a lot of fun things going on at our building. Looking at next year, so far we have about 63 kids enrolled in the all-day program, and our half-day classes, the AM class is full, and the PM class has 15. I'm waiting on a call back on a family to see if they're interested, and then there's still a wait list, so that class will be filled. I'm just going down the wait list in order to see who would like to accept that. So those classes will be full. And then I know there were some questions about the VPK funding. They just extended that, so parents and families won't know if we get that until Kirk and I are thinking end of June probably, because I think it's open until June 5th, June 4th. So, and if we do get our seats, then all the 4-year-olds in our program would attend for free. where I get a lot of questions like, well, my sister-in-law's kid goes to Chisholm and they have free preschool, why do we have to pay? That's why, because they have the DPK funding there. So we're hoping to get those seats and get our 4-year-olds paid for, but we won't know that for a while, so. Then I just have some pictures of what we've been doing, and see, one day it was nice to go outside to do potato sack races and go to the planetarium, but a lot of other days it has not been very nice. So when they did ride the bus to the planetarium, and that was probably the highlight of all of the whole day, just riding the bus. One of the teachers actually asked the bus driver to drive a little bit further on the way back because the kids were having so much fun instead of just across the street and back. So yeah. And so I think it was a very successful year, and we're excited for next year, and just seeing the growth in those kids and the improvement from first day of school till now is just amazing in a lot of those kids. So, any questions or anything from any of you?
What's VPK funding?
Voluntary preschool funding? You'll have to ask Kirk all the details.
Who funds that then?
It's voluntary, it's through the state Department of Education.
Yeah. I'm still learning all those details, but
So the legislature, if the governor signs, I don't know if he signed yet, but they allocated, I think it's 5,200 additional seats. They had 7,000, 7,500 seats, something statewide, and they've allocated another 5,200. So we had already applied for those seats. I think that application was due sometime in February,
Yeah.
Kirk. We had already applied, but now since they've allocated more seats, they've said to everybody, go back and look at your application if you'd like to update it, if you'd like to, so now they've extended that through June 3rd or 5th or
Yeah.
something to reapply, but ours is set, I think, what did you say, Kirk? We've requested about 70 seats, 67 seats to be funded.
Yeah, for the fours and handful for the threes class, it starts with 4 girls.
And the only, this is just in speaking with Kirk in years past, is we've always been on the threshold of qualifying, like on the list, like the next couple of schools that should qualify. So with 5,200 seats, I'm really hopeful that we're gonna get something, so.
The deal with that is, people that currently have seats, so like Chisholm, they can actually apply for more seats. I hope they actually divvy out seats to folks that don't have it already before they give current programs more seats.
Me too, yeah.
So we applied for 67 seats for 4-year-olds roughly?
So 71 if you include, so there's 2 different calendars. One for the 4-year-olds, that's an all day, every day. And then we do also have a handful of 4-year-olds that go to the half-day threes program.
Okay.
So, and only about 3 or 4 of those, we just select out 4. So in all, it'd be about 71 seats we apply for.
So all the 4-year-olds basically would
Yeah.
qualify?
And part of it's a guesstimate. You can't get funding for kids on IEPs and SPED. So that's why we can take up to 80 kids in a 4-4s program. But when you subtract about 3 to 4 SPED kids per classroom, that's where you can come up with about the 67, 68 that we applied for. That all makes sense.
It's complicated.
It's a wait and see. I mean, it's a wait and see. And we were hoping that we were gonna know by the end of the month, but this, letting people redo their applications wasn't something that we had planned for. So I was hoping I could tell you today if we knew that we had received any funding for those seats, but it'll be into June, I think, like you said, Kirk.
So one more thing to add, just related to that, right now our forest program get the Pathway 2 funding, which is a different type of scholarship the kids get from the state, and that's about $64,000 we get a year. My plan is to take that money and move it down to the threes program, or meaning the plan. So we won't lose that $64,000. We'll just give that money to the threes if the fours are all going for free. So a good chunk of the threes will probably go for free as well.
Awesome.
Thank you. Item C, any committee reports? Hearing none, we'll do item 5, a motion to approve the agenda. Moved by Director Polter, supported by Director McLaughlin. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried, thank you. With that, we'll move to item 6, motion to approve the consent agenda.
Support.
Moved by Director Polter, supported by Director, we'll give that one to Martin. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried, thank you. With that, we'll move to item 7, administrative business. I'll turn that over to Superintendent Rick.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome.
Mr. Kazar is not here today, and I haven't read for a while, so please bear with me. He's been the reader for a while. So, item A is a motion to approve the resolution to accept donations. Would you like me to read them first, or would you like to do that? I'm not sure how Alex does it, I'm sorry.
We can discuss it.
Okay.
Approve the motion first.
Okay, understood.
Sure. Moved by
Support.
Director Polter, supported by Director DeMartin. Any discussion? Okay, now we can.
Yeah, let's read.
Okay, thank you. So the first one is $300 from US Steel to support Safety Town. Second one is $1,500 from Fairview Health Services to support Safety Town. We have $700 from the June B. Hendrickson Academic Competition Fund to support the Hibbing High School class of 2024 100 Years of Hibbing High School Mural Project. $700 from the Hibbing Foundation to support the Hibbing High School class of 2024 and the 100-year Hibbing High School Mural Project. Another resolution accepting $250 from the James H. Ryan family for their support of Safety Town. $1,200 from the Hibbing Foundation to support Safety Town, and $500 from Alpha Delta Kappa Phi to support the educational activities at the Greenhaven Elementary School forest area. And that's it, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Item B is a motion to approve the district's group self-insured dental rates of $34.90 for single and $92.65 for family effective July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Director McLaughlin, supported by Director Martin. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried, thank you.
Item C is a motion to approve payment number 5, final payment to Field Turf USA in the amount of $4,800 for work completed on the Cheever Field renovation project.
Support.
Moved by Director Martin, supported by Director Polter. Any discussion?
I just want to say, Chair, I mean, our community, I think, is just like, loves that field. I think that the use that it's getting, the increased use that it's getting is amazing. So I think it was a project and investment well made.
Thank you.
I talked to Tyler about it last week with the extensive use of groups that come, they spoke of a walk-on every day now. And there's seeing more and more every week that come. Part of the remodeling that's going to take place this summer is actually installed picnic tables so people have a place to change their shoes or just kind of hang out for coffee or whatever. So he really sees promoting the field as just a huge win-win for the district and the community.
And you know, I received a call today, and something certainly to take up offline, but I just think it's important that we make it clear and easy for our community. If there's other groups that, if there's time where they want to rent the field or whatever, just so it's out there and people know what the proper channels are, because I think it gets a little confusing in that the prioritization, and then who to contact, because I believe the field is the athletic department for the field.
No, I mean, basically everything would run through Kirk. Maybe it gets some talk with Keith and usage, but basically everything would run through Kirk and the community head office.
Yep, so we do the rentals, but even about an hour and a half ago, we got a call about youth soccer wanting to use it, so we had to call to Keith first because there's so much going on over there.
Sure.
Once he gave the green light, then we do the rental agreement.
Sure.
Yep. So that I think we just need to make sure that it's out there and the community knows who they can contact and when.
And I know there's an event there tomorrow, right, Carrie? The the Greenhaven, Washington, their wellness fair or something? Yeah, so
It's like
that's
a
gonna-
track and field.
Yeah, so that'll be there tomorrow.
If you haven't had a chance, and if you'd ever like to go look, or I could take you or Tyler, that locker room remodel that Director Nyberg was so passionate about and worked to fundraise is, I've been inside, it's just beautiful. The locker space that they created, they had like an epoxy floor that they put in. Both the visitor and the guest locker room have brand new equipment storage. It's beautiful. They really did a great job. She would be very proud, I'm sure. It really classes up the locker space out there. It looks very nice. If you'd ever like to see it, or I
Is
could
this
take
what we
you.
approved last week?
No.
There were some donations from US Steel and some other fundraising that the quarterback club and Director Nyberg had done prior to her passing, and she was just really passionate about giving our kids a good experience in that locker space and making them feel like they're on an important team. And I think it's kind of set up like a professional football. I mean, they're nice locker areas for individual storage, locking spaces for their phones. It's very nice if you haven't been in there. I've been in some lousy locker rooms in my day. I mean, we changed on fields with people holding towels up and in the backs of buses. I mean, this is pretty nice not only for us, but for our visitors to have those facilities. It's very nice. So.
You know what I wish, I could kind of starting to sound, but when I was down there the other day and I'm walking through there, I wish that I wish the college dorms, which I brought up, would move their parking lot to the 25th Street side, that green space that never gets used. And that would take that traffic, there's doors over there, and you could take all those barriers out and it would open up parking, more parking and access to that whole football field. So that was my wish list, and brought it up to somebody.
Do you know anyone that works at the college?
Well, you know, I just popped in one day and talked to the facilities director, and he kind of looked at me. I'm like, you guys don't like to mow that anyway. You had that asphalt in, and you moved all that parking and come up there. So, I'll have to.
We're thinking he'll lose his job then.
Maybe.
Dr. Ryan, should she still
I,
work?
yeah, catch him. I think that would just be, it would just open that space up and it would make it so congested in there.
I don't know what it would do for traffic around there, but maybe that's it.
I think it would be easier, John.
I would think so too.
I think all the college kids would leave right on 25th Street or on that further down on that access road, and it would just be purely like Cheever traffic in that larger area.
Tell them we want a firm answer one way or the other within a week. See what that
It's down at
means.
the
Yeah.
board meeting today.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Item D is a motion to approve the renewal of the contract for vended meals for Dreamweavers Childcare for the 24-25 school year as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Director Duarte, supported by Director McLaughlin. Any discussion?
Yeah, how is it that we contract this with these other organizations?
Well, we are required through our meal provider, the other privates and daycare facilities in town, they can have access to the meals, so they purchase them and through INAC. So this all goes through INAC, but since INAC is our contracted food service, we would also approve these, but it's more just about the rates, what the rate is that they're getting charged for the vended meals.
Okay.
And Dreamweavers is new to me. I know that this motion says renewal of the contract, but I think Dreamweavers is I think this is a new daycare
Yeah,
facility.
because it's from the Open Door Church.
Yes.
And I want to say they just, in September or December, so it is fairly new.
Yeah,
Unless they were going under a different name or something, but this shouldn't be a renewal. I think this is a new one for the Dreamweavers.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Item E is a motion to approve the renewal of the contract for vended meals with Victory Christian Academy for the 24-25 school year as presented.
I'll move.
Support.
Moved by Director Polter, supported by Director Martin. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Item F is a motion to approve the renewal of the contract for vended meals with Assumption Catholic School for the 24-25 school year as presented.
Moved by Director Egan, supported by Director Polter. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Item G is a motion to approve the renewal of the contract for vended meals with Kitty Carousel for the 24-25 school year as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Director McLaughlin, supported by Director Martin. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
And item H is a motion to approve the renewal of the contract for vended meals with Grace Lutheran for the 24-25 school year as presented.
So moved.
Moved by Director Egan, supported by Director McLaughlin. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Item I is a motion to approve the purchase of services agreement between ISD number 701 and Kyanterp Incorporated for interpreter services for the 24-25 school year.
So moved.
Chair will support. Changing it around. Moved by Director Martin, supported by Chair Berklich. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Item J is a motion to approve the purchase of services agreement between ISD number 701 and Kyanterp Incorporated for intervenor services for the 24-25 school year.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Director McLaughlin, supported by Director Egan. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Item K is a motion to approve the 24-25 resolution for membership in the Minnesota State High School League as presented.
I'll move.
Support.
Moved by Director Polter, supported by Director Martin. Any discussion?
Yes, Jerry, I just want to bring up, it's something I forgot. I was just glad to see that the Hibbing girls softball team was getting their home playoff game today. And the last I saw, they were ahead 2-0.
Awesome.
And you know what? It's amazing. Down at that Cheever Field, with that fence, they can pop them right over that fence. They make it look so easy. I just so anyway, they were ahead and a fun team to watch.
Played softball for years, but not like they do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So back to the state high school league. Has anybody had any opportunity for input in this membership thing?
I was just gonna ask if it went up again.
That I don't know. I would guess yes, but we haven't received a superintendent's rate increase, but unless the last one we did was for 2 years.
It might have been because the representative, Walt Hawkins was with the service co-op. I mean, he hasn't brought it up either, so I'm thinking.
I know last time we discussed it, there was a fee involved with
Right.
it, and it was pretty high compared to what it was before. So
And a lot of people were complaining about that too.
And I'm just happy because I know there's a fine line between the Minnesota State High School League and the sections, right? But the word I had gotten, if the girls didn't get to play their game today, which they earned home field advantage, that game was not going to be played in Hibbing. So I'm glad the weather cleared up. Because I don't think weather should affect.
I'm just wondering if we should approve it if we don't know what the amount of money is gonna be, if there is money involved.
Well, we pay an activity fee per activity.
Yep.
Yeah. And I know how you feel about the high school league, but again, I mean, it's either an all-in or it's an all-out.
Right.
And if you're not in, then all of our teams
Okay.
would not qualify or be able to participate in section or high school tournaments. That's the only.
You got us stuck.
I didn't see anything in this renewal form, though, where it talked about
Fee.
the fee.
No.
I think this is declaring membership for to be a member. The fees go through the activities office. The board doesn't typically approve each activity fee, but
So that's included in their budget.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's several names on this contract too. Does anybody ever get a chance for input? Or
Well-
is it just this pie in the sky organization?
Director Nyberg was on it. And
I know, but a couple years, she hadn't heard anything from him when she first went on. Now, I don't know.
I
what
haven't
happens.
so far, but I do know when 2 years ago attending the MSB conference, I attended their workshop. There was quite a few people there that there was good discussions, but as far as this specifically, I have not yet.
Your
And so-
name's on here.
Yeah,
So you're listed, and I'm listed as voting, so if there's something like, for instance, boys volleyball was something that was out for a vote maybe 8, 9 months ago. So that will come as a vote, and you would get a vote, and I would get a vote, and I typically talk to Keith. I mean, these aren't decisions that I'm just making. And then the other piece is the local advisory board that's new, that you're a
Yes,
member of.
and
And I don't
we-
know that you've met yet, but.
yes, we
Okay.
have met. Only 2 of us were able to be in attendance with Mr. Turner. But we did still meet, we still had really good conversation, and I recently spoke with Mr. Turner, and he does plan on having another meeting in June. So there's another one coming up.
Because the high school league did approve volleyball for boys.
Correct.
So that's something that the school would have to take a look at.
We can prove
But
this
at
now.
least there's some conversations going on with this thing. It just seems like it's such a far removed organization in the past.
Is there a deadline on this one?
So do they always have their
I
meetings
don't
in
know.
the cities?
I mean, if we do this same time every year.
I don't know.
Maybe we should
Why don't we
post it
approve
as a
this
state
and then-
high school.
Yeah, I have no problem with us approving it. I just
We'll approve it
had
then.
a question about the
Get some more information on that.
I will. I'll get all the
Details.
costs and send it to you so you can see it.
Yeah, we can always turn it on at another meeting, but,
Correct.
yeah, we'll get more information.
we'll never turn them down.
So do we know, do the state high school league meetings, I don't know what kind of meetings they have, but are they always like at the state high school league office in the cities?
Down in the city somewhere, yeah.
Do they ever ask for schools to host like state high school league meetings?
Not in my 29 years.
There's section
Sections,
meetings
yeah.
Right.
that happen, and for the last 20 years, that's kind of been an ESCO-led thing. The ESCO athletic director served as an advisor to the high school league board, and they were very involved, so it's always really kind of been ESCO-led. But I know Keith has I don't know exactly what the role is, but he's taken a larger role in that board, where he has a little more representation. Then he also is on, he's more active with the national group. He attended a national conference this year, and so he's more of a voice for us than we've ever had, I think. But are we making decisions? I don't think so. I think a lot of those decisions happen.
Plus, we also had Commissioner McDonald
Yes.
is on
Yes.
that board,
Yep.
which really helped us get the basketball tournament at the Memorial Building.
He's on the state high school league board,
He's on the district board
the district board, so representative.
for this area.
It was interesting when we met with the city recently, that they mentioned that, oh God, where was I going with that? That they bid on that work. It's not necessarily just given, like, at the section meeting where it says Hibbing's gonna host basketball, they have to bid on that work, that's what I understood.
The bid that they submitted through when Mayor Canali here before, the present mayor there, is they submitted the Memorial Building and told they could have it for $100. You know, nobody would ever offer that,
Right,
and they still turned it down. But now this last one with Mr. McDonald on the board,
Yeah.
it really helped to push to get, because the teams are up here, you got Cherry, you got Deer River, you got, they're all
Yeah.
right in this area.
Good
Well, at
discussion.
least there's a little input that seems to be happening rather than just nothing.
It's like the hockey
That's good.
tournament that's supposed to be every other year, they're all in Duluth. Basketball, they're all in Duluth.
And that, that's another thing, I bet you, I don't know how long ago, but at least 15 years ago, maybe longer, you know, since Section 7 started swooping down into the northern part of the cities, and now it feels like it swoops down further, it's kind of unfortunate.
Well, like I said, every 2 years they had a hockey tournament here. You're like the Shrine Circus.
Well, that
Every
came
year
down.
they had the Shrine Circus, we had a hockey tournament. So,
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. I'd like to take this time to thank Superintendent Rick for doing such a fine reading job. Otherwise, I would have had to do it, so. We move to item 8, discussion items, anything?
Yeah, the only thing that I had, Mr. Chair, is I'd sent you yesterday, I believe, some information. We received a request from Hugh to have a meet and confer meeting, so I sent out some information about that. So I just would like to discuss that with you and how you'd like to respond, and I think it's a good idea to meet, and I'd like to meet. I talked to Ms. Langanke earlier this week. I'd like to set something up where we meet 3 times a year, and it's something more consistent and a little bit of a format. I think it would just help clear the air on things, and if we meet and we have nothing to meet, then we can have a cup of coffee and just talk, I guess, but I think it's good that we get together and meet, so. I just like to see how you'd like to handle that. When would you like to have the meeting? Would you like to tie it to another board meeting? Would you like to have a special meeting? Would you like me to meet with the union? Would you like a representative of the board to meet? The full board? I think there's just lots of options lots of different ways you could do it.
What do they want?
Could we tie on to a board meeting? I mean, like, at the end or the beginning, or before or after a board meeting?
The only thing that, I did, when I talked to Mrs. Langanke, some of the discussions that they're gonna have, I don't think they necessarily are looking to have that broadcast. They'd like to have a little bit more of a private conversation with the board on some of their concerns. So, if we call a meeting to order and it's a full board, that's open to the public. So, and the television piece, we have no requirement to televise our meetings, so we could just say, HPAT, no, that, we don't need you at this meeting, but I'm just trying to throw out some options to you on
Well, we
how
can
you
have
might
up
like
to
to do it.
3 representatives on it. And you and some other people, have them 3 people or whatever.
The only thing that,
See what they want.
I would like to see us set it up like we do
Yep.
when we've had contract negotiations.
Yeah,
We have
right.
representatives from the board, and their representatives just get together,
okay,
chew the fat and see
Yeah.
what they come up with. If there's an item that needs to be discussed, you bring it before this board, and we can discuss it at that time.
okay,
Call it
perfect,
a meeting, confer committee,
Yeah,
so then we're
okay.
not,
okay,
that's not a full board. We'll start there anyhow,
okay.
if that's okay. Yeah, keep us informed with, maybe schedule dates, whatever you want.
Would you like to set that committee today? Who the volunteers would be, or do you choose the committee members?
Let's
However you'd like
talk
to do
with them first, because we can bring
Okay.
back at the next meeting and see what, the more details.
I wouldn't envision anything happening before September.
Right.
Well, they'd like to meet soon. They'd like to meet before the school year ends. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but
I guess I would like to see, with your recommendation, maybe ask if anybody wants to volunteer from the board,
okay.
to be a part of that committee or meeting. And then you can schedule it, that'll keep them happy and
Right.
keep us interested.
And I could talk to Mrs. Langanke, we'll get some dates, and so then we wouldn't need to tie it to a board meeting. It could just be any day.
Shoot out an email for
Okay,
volunteers, see what,
okay. I will
3
do
of
that.
us,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
And that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, are we done with that one?
We are now.
Okay, so we need to do the superintendent evaluation. And, Trina has sent out the forms, and we'd like to do it June 5th, which is the next board meeting. So a closed session at the end here. And everybody fills out their forms, bring it, we'll have a discussion, come to a consensus, and then the following board meeting, we make the statement of the evaluation.
That's fine.
Does that work?
Yep.
That's really good.
Excuse me? I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
You thought you were gonna get away.
I'm smarter than that, Mr. Egan. I know I'm not.
That's why,
So are we.
bring some cardboard boxes to the meeting.
Understood, understood.
With handles on. Okay. Just to make sure.
We got a lot of moving going on, so I could get some help maybe, I suppose.
Okay, with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Polcher. Director Polcher. Will support without objection, the meeting is adjourned, it's 4:20. And thank everybody for their showing up. With that, we're adjourned. Thank you.